Grant, I just wonder if you could tell us how you got into the Alexander technique.
Yeah, it was a fairly typical story. I was on a walking holiday up in Scotland with a very badly packed rucksack which was pushing into my lumbar spine. And about halfway through a 3-day walk, I suddenly felt my back go where this band was pushing in. Had to finish the walk in some discomfort. Came back to Leeds, my back carried on getting worse rather than better. So I checked out an Alexander teacher at that point. I'd heard about the Alexander technique from a friend of mine and had been interested in the theory behind it, so I thought, well, I'm going to check it out, and now's the time. So I went along for my first Alexander lesson.
And most people probably know that it's used for backache, but how would you describe the benefits of it, apart from that?
Well, certainly most people that come to me come because of some physical ailment, very often backache, or might be whiplash or frozen shoulder or whatever. But it goes much deeper than that. It's to do with the thing that we call psychophysical unity, which is the fact that the mind and the body are much more closely interlinked than we usually give credit for. So my body is constantly sending messages of tension up to my brain if my muscles are tense, or vice versa. So as my Alexander lessons were progressing, I was not only finding that my back was getting better and better, but also I was just finding that life in general was getting easier. I was a lot less sort of uptight, and people around me were feeling that was a lot easier to get on with. And it's that aspect of the technique that actually made me give up everything else I was doing and go and train to be an Alexander teacher. I certainly don't underestimate the value of the technique in helping with physical problems, but it's those broader sort of aspects of the technique that really keep me interested.
Yes, and if people are interested in following a course of lessons, how do you think they're best to go about it?
Well, the good news is that there are a lot of teachers around this area. Up until fairly recently there was a training course here, so there are many Alexander teachers in Leeds. To find them, the best way, if you've got access to the internet, is to go to the website of my governing body, which is the Society of Teachers of Alexander Technique, also known as STAT, S-T-A-T. And their website is www.stat.org.uk, and then you can search for teachers in your area. Now, obviously, a course of one-to-one lessons, which is the best way of learning, can prove a little bit expensive in the long term. If you can afford that, go for it. But if you can't, then group sessions are very, very valid and hopefully a bit of fun. My colleague Maureen and I run regular group courses here at the Swarthmore Centre, quite near the centre of Leeds. We tend to run 8-week courses each academic year. 3 courses each year, and the price is subsidised by the council, so on concessionary rates it can only be £4 or £11, I think it is, for a whole 8-week course.
Okay, thank you very much.